Now you talk about crazy, this is the first night out with the new Hoyt little RX9. And man, I just shot a big old mature, gnarly 8-pointer. What in the world? If you're very feminine as a man, don't buy a Hoyt because this is a man's bow. I'd shoot that deer in a lot of places. I like a big 8-pointer anyway. That's a quick rundown and the plot for the last couple months. Well, welcome back, and listen, if you hear that racket, that's a racket of joy because it's raining. And man, if you've been in the South, actually I think across the country outside of the crazy hurricane season we had, which God bless all the folks in Georgia and up in Tennessee and North Carolina that got caught up in that, man. I hope everybody's getting back on track. That was catastrophic. But after that rain got over here in the South, literally I think this is the 34th day that we've had zero participation. No, that's participation, be precipitation. I'm trying to get my meteorologist words in. Hell, I can't even see meteorologist, weatherman talk. But anyway, we ain't got no rain. If you can hear it on the tin roof, it's drizzling. And so even though we got a few food plots drilled in early, they're about droughted out. And so I'm about to jump in the tractor and to go plant a few more, but I want to quickly give y'all an update of what's been going on. Hopefully in the comments y'all can share of some of y'all's success and tell me what y'all been seeing, especially in the South. But it was an insane elk season. We had a great elk season, starting with mule deer through elk. That was insanely awesome, man. Just some of the best elk hunting I'd ever experienced. And honestly, I was having so much good luck that I was like, when it would come a rain cloud or a little thunderstorm, I was scared to step outside. That's how good luck that I was having. And even though we all like to beat our chest and think we're great hunters, I think we do need a little of good Lord's help and some good luck. And it's just like it was just happening. It was just everything that was working was, it didn't matter if it was public, private. It's just like I could have went to Key West, Florida and killed a bull. It felt like this year. Last year, I couldn't have went to a 10-acre high fence in Missouri and killed a bull elk. It was just one of those years. This year's been the exact opposite. So we'll obviously have some of those up soon on MOTV and Outdoor Channel. But outside of that, it's been good. We moved right on in. I come home and the big release that I was excited about, and I look forward to this every year, is Hoyt's brand new bow. Look, man, some people get excited about iPhones and technology. We that love bow hunting like the new bows that come out every year. It's so exciting. It's frustrating because, you know, if you're an archer and you're pretty good at it, you feel like you got to have the new one. So I was able to get the brand new RX9, and literally T-Bone set it up for me. I was out of town, come back, I literally tied in my peep sight and shot that sucker out here at the range, and I probably put about 30, 40 arrows in it, just enough to get me a full stack of pins put in, you know. So I had me a 20 through 60. First afternoon, and I thought, man, I'm gonna run to the stand so I take my camera and I can video myself. I had this redneck blind, and I was gonna go with my wife, but she didn't want to go. She was chilling out and drinking a little adult beverage out there on the deck. My little old boy Waylon, he was right in the middle of watching some rerun of Dukes of Hazzard, you know. And I was like, man, it was kind of cool. I was like, man, I'm just gonna sit and stand. So I did. I go out there, and man, I had a nice buck. I saw him come out, decided to let him walk, saw some does, and I look up one of the deer that I've been wanting to shoot, probably 130, 35-inch 8-pointer. Well, here that sucker come walking out through there, but he cut through. He was working scrape at about 64 yards, so I decided to feel like I had a good chance of killing him, and ended up I didn't make a good shot, kind of pulled it right, and just like my year's been going, all good, got lucky. A lot of people do not like to admit luck. I will admit luck. When I say that, I'm gonna get crucified. People's like, I can already see the comment. So before you make it, I'm going to call your comment, that was not a response. You should have not shot if you thought you could not hit him in the neck. None of that. I was out here tacking, man. I was tearing up arrows at 60 yards. But it's a little different shooting at a buck, so I don't know what happened, but I pulled my shot, but hit the deer through the neck. Sucker didn't even make it out of the food plot, man. You could see blood coming out immediately, that G5 mega meat through the neck. So anyway, that's a quick synopsis of what's been going on in my world, and it's been good. And on top of that, I guess we ain't gonna have no darn biological men slam dunking on on a little old girl, no women getting beat up in a boxing match with a biological male, even though they might think, and I don't care if they dress up as Batman, but Trump's elected, and of course, I don't think that's the big thing he run on. I don't think nobody was too worried about that. But at the end of the day, I'm happy. And so, you know what? God bless America. Now we can get back to hunting and celebrating the things we love and keep making America great. And hopefully we can keep finding success. So now we're right in the middle of the rut, heading to Kansas in the morning, and here we go. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm looking right here. I got this, that buck I killed, I got hanging right yonder. I'll show them to you. Old Waddell's taxidermy shop. Yeah, this is him. Got some fire ants on him up there, but I just put some salt on him, and kind of a half European mount it's gonna be, but good 8-pointer. He's a big, nice, mature deer, got good brows, you can see, and just, I mean, a nice southern buck. I mean, I'd shoot that deer in a lot of places. I like a big 8-pointer anyway, and he's just a beautiful deer, and I feel like he's poping young. I ain't scored him, but he's gorgeous. Got that little bit of extra right in here. Just a nice buck, man. I like him, but that's him. He's been hanging up here for a little while. And even better, that's the first one with RX9. And while I'm talking about RX9, why don't I give you a little kind of rundown, show you my RX9. And after I show you the bow, we'll make sure to keep watching, and we'll make sure to cue up the hunt where I video myself kill that buck I just showed you. Here's the new RX9, and obviously, if you're a fan of Hoyt and archery, I'm not gonna be able to give you the best rundown of this new bow because I'm not a super savvy technical guy, but I did quickly notice a few things that they did a little different. Like this system here is obviously proprietary. That's different than the RX-8. And overall, the cam design and the way this bow shoots, it still has the same properties of what you know a Hoyt for. It's unbelievable quiet. And I know that's something we say every year. It's like, how do you get a bow quieter? But it's just like, it's almost like it's a suppressed bow. It's just an odd sound that's so quiet. And I love it. And the draw cycles, I'm a big fan of. And there's no doubt this bow, I can't sit here and promise you the speed. If you look specs up on the new RX9, it'll tell you, but it feels a lot faster. Not a lot faster, but I feel like it's faster because I can tell by my pin gap. And the reason I tell you about my pin gap is I've always shot 76 to 78 pounds. Well, I had an injury and I broke my shoulder last fall, so I've now got this bow on about 71. My pin gap is exactly the same, and I'm actually shooting a little bit heavier arrow this year in this Ultra arrow. So I know that it's spitting this bow out of this bow a lot faster. So, you know, congratulations to all the technical guys, the engineers that designed these new cams, this HBX cam. This is the Gen 4, and it's just an amazing bow. If I'm going to be straight up and tell you how I feel about the bows at Hoyt, I've never had a bad one. I've just had good experiences with all their models. And I look at bows these days, it's kind of like a, you know, a terrible comparison, but it's like the iPhone, you know. iPhone 7 or an iPhone 16, you know, one's got a little better camera, but the one you know how to navigate a little better, and you know, you got all your pictures on it and stuff, and you got history with it because you know how to work it. And the other one has a little bit different software. So every year these bows get better. It's almost like the software updates even better. But the integrity of some things, kind of like Mama's biscuit recipe, you don't really change it. So what I would say the most valuable thing about me being excited to shoot a Hoyt bow, whether it's any of the Hoyts or the new model in this RX9, is the opportunity to know that I got the bow with the most integrity on the market. One thing I'll tell you about a Hoyt bow, if you shoot your arrows out and you don't get the animal dead, and you can still hold your bow and swing it like a bat, you can go beat something to death with this Hoyt and it ain't gonna tear it up. That's what I love. It's a manly bow. If you're very feminine as a man, don't buy a Hoyt, because this is a man's bow. And I know we're living in a world that we're supposed to dumb down toxic masculinity, but this is a man's bow. This is a man, I mean, look at it. I mean, that right there, son, even the women watching, when you get out of a truck and a woman sees you with a manly bow like that, it's like, look at that stud. It's just the way it is. That's not a theory, that's a fact. And some of you women that watch this, the 3 women that do watch this, maybe comment, you know. So at the end of the day, last but not least, I tapped this off. I actually, first time I used the Picatinny rail, or the Picatinny system here on this that you can put. I just put my CBE sight right on that. This is just a basic pin sight, got it out to 60 yards. Obviously I used it, micro adjust. Outside of that, just basic quiver setup. I started shooting these side stabilizers, and the components of how Hoyt's really put these things together is really nice. The way they got these speed sticks, and the newer updated version of these speed sticks, really nice. You can loosen these, put them back, put them in your case, get them out of your way. But I keep them out all the time, even when I'm deer hunting. And for ground blind hunting, you know, you just set the bow down right here. And this they put out last year. Another thing I really like, because if you're like me, you're tough on the bow. Look how Hoyt kind of put this design in their cam to where when you set it on the ground on these speed sticks, a little rubber grommet right there, it keeps your cam and your string a little more protected. And never mind the dust and the grit and grime and a little bit of blood, because I've been hunting hard with this bow since I got it, and we just got back from Oklahoma. It was real dusty and dry out there, and I shot a beautiful buck. So once we kind of got the bow broke in, man, we just kept a string of arrows coming from it regular. Shot one of the biggest boar hogs I'd ever shot too. So how can I say that even though it's brand new, it's certainly a veteran of death right now. And another thing I was going to remind everybody, if you notice those limbs that we have on these bows, when you order a Hoyt bow or you're talking to your dealer, you can order different colors and different packages. This is a Bone Collector Editions. The limbs on this bow, you can still custom design. I think this is the Tombstone color riser. You can get them in real tree, you can get them in different colors, and then you can order your limbs different. This is the Bone Collector limb. My buddy Cameron Haynes has a Keep Hammering edition, I think it is. So that's another thing that's really unique about Hoyt, is you can customize these bows and get the exact flavor, the color string you want. And I don't know, man, I just think they look sexy, dude. And that Bone Collector limb, it just sets it off. It just looks something that you would use to go put meat in the freezer. So, but this is the bow I'm using this year, and hopefully the streak continues. Thank y'all for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Let us know all your desires. Let us know your comments, both good and bad, because we got broad shoulders. Unlike a lot of the woke libs across the country who get really offended, we don't. But don't be afraid if we offend you when we come back and tell you we think that was a dumb comment. So anyway, love y'all, happy hunting. And right now, why don't we just go show the first shot out of it at the buck I shot here in Georgia. It's here, baby, deer season. Let's get it. All right. I'm attempting the video myself. I've seen it done a lot. A lot of folks do it. But I've never done it a lot. And, you know, I didn't want to call, you know, Cohen or Ryan or the guys that come over here. I thought, man, I'm going to hunt myself. Look at deer coming out already. I see a doe coming out right yonder. But if a big old buck comes in here and he gets squirrely and crazy, I'm probably just going to kill the sucker. Then worry about the video. But we got does coming out. I'll see if I can't get them on video now. Hold on. Gotta get this thing around here. What in the world? He's dead. That sucker's laying dead right there. 64 yards of first shot. Let me find it. Let me find it. Oh, right there. I wasn't on it. Laying dead right there. Now you talk about crazy. This is the first night out with the new Hoyt little RX9. And man, I just shot a big old nice, big old mature, gnarly 8-pointer, son. I've been getting some trail cam pictures of him. And he was come across food plot. I let a buck walk early that I thought, man, I probably screwed up. I should have shot him because he was nice. But this sucker come out and he clipped through about 64 yards and was working a scrape. And son, I'd let it fly with the new RX-8 and he's laying right over here, man. Yes. There he is. There he is. Oh yeah. He done parked it right there. Here he lays. There's the RX9. First night out. Here he lays. He is a beautiful buck. Look at this buck. It's a big old 8-pointer. I got pictures of him. Holy cow. He didn't make it out of the food plot.